All right, what's up, guys? I am into week 13 of my off season, and not a lot to report back this time around, just because I'm really in this very slow, almost maintenance phase, but making improvements where I can. Currently, the weight was 243.4 this morning, so I pretty much have been floating around this weight, give or take a pound or two. For the past, I guess it's been about 6 weeks now, since early August. And if I can hold this size and fullness and conditioning over these weeks, that's really ideal for me. It's a great starting point from when I make my next push. So I'm very happy with where I'm currently at and staying leaner than I ever had in the off season in like a cruise phase. So overall, this is really good. My conditioning, looking at my posing video, it's still at a good spot. Like when I'm hitting and walking through poses, I'm seeing still seeing some glute separation. Abs are in, quads are separated, see my serratus, all good spots for being lean. And I talked last time about taking measurements in my body fat caliper, but I'm just going to do that once a month or once I see a significant change either visually or on the scale. But I think once a month in the off season is pretty reasonable for doing calipers and circumference measurements. And so with all that in mind, looking at that, and then I have to weigh in my performance in the gym, which has been really good. So legs are my stronger point. It's an area where I could keep progressing even in a cruise phase. So this last week I hit hack squat. I did 6 plates and a 25 last time for 10 reps. This time I did 6 plates, a 25, and 6 plates, a quarter, and a 10. So I just added 20 pounds on, and I hit an extra rep with it. And execution has been very slow, controlled eccentrics, and nearly a pause in the bottom, and then exploding into the concentric phase. So the execution is very, very tight and precise. I'm really trying to be mindful of the muscles that I'm activating and what I'm actually moving the weight with. And even on my other days, like back and chest, I won't see nearly as much progression, if any at all, during this cruise phase. But I will say the progression I have seen is my ability to contract those muscles. And on my chest day, I dropped back a little bit in performance on my lifts following my first set, because I was just so deeply fatigued from the first one. I mean, the connection I have with chest now is great. Even my lat day that I had a client friend come down and train with me, and lats were I've always had a hard time. It's a hard time to get your lats sore and just feel them and contract them. But I think it was the sorest my lats have nearly ever been. I would put it right up there, top 5 times that I've ever been that sore. And it's not like my volume changed, or I mean, maybe I had more of a push because I had someone else with me. I like not to think that, just because I put a lot into it on my own. But the connection was just really phenomenal. And I think especially with back, getting that good contraction when you're doing a pull down, but then keeping that lat activated throughout the eccentric phase. And that's what I noticed in a lot of people that even I train, is they'll get that contraction. I feel their lats tighten, but then they'll loosen going into the eccentric phase. So it might be more like teres major, traps and biceps taking the movement through the eccentric phase. Just something to think about. But anyway, performance is good regarding the phase that I'm in. That's what I'm trying to get to. Recovery is great as well. I'm sleeping 8, even 9 hours some nights, and very rarely waking up throughout the night. So I'm just getting good deep sleep, and doing the 2 days on, 1 day off has been great recovery wise, because what I find myself, like yesterday was an off day, is I'm jonesing to get back in the gym. I'm excited to go train. I think that's a good place to be in the off season. It lets you know mentally you're not too run down, and you're going to have some good energy and performance in the gym. Digestion great. I haven't changed. Last week I didn't change anything in the diet, so my diet's still the same that I went over last time, which So somebody had the comment like, that's not a lot of food because you're a big guy. But you have to realize like this is nearly more of a maintenance level for me. And I've intentionally backed down quite a bit because I was creeping over a little over 4,000 calories when I was pushing my weight up. But now it's dropped back. So I gotta look at my exact numbers so I don't misquote myself here. So I'm right around 3,400 calories, which it's a decent amount of food just to maintain my weight. By no means am I force feeding. It's you know, you get a little hungry before each meal, which I think that's nice for the off season. I'm never feeling like distended, bloated. That's the last thing I want to do in this off season because my waist is of the utmost importance to keep it really, really tight. So yeah, I'm still around like 400 grams of carbs, 315 grams of protein, 60 grams of fat on my training days. And on my off days, I drop it back to 2,800 calories. And I'm kind of rounding these numbers, 300 grams of carbs, 265 grams of protein, and 60 grams of fat. So fat's just staying the same, and fats are dropping down. I did get rid of, I was doing for a while the you know, trace carb, high fat, moderate protein days. I think those are really good post-show. So I feel like, you know, with carbs, right after show, you end up holding a lot more water and spilling, and I think those days would kind of clean it all up and keep digestion really good. But now moving into the off season, I think just a balanced day is kind of what I like, and not having this huge variability in my diet and just simplicity. It's a little easier to prep and follow, but those have been the days, and that's been kept me really consistent with my weight and performance. So just why change something that's working really well, and I'll wait to push food once I in should be like almost 3 weeks now is when I'll start pushing again. And I'm going to Olympia, and then I'm going to Hawaii for a week to get married. So that's going to be my real challenges of keeping the diet and everything on point, especially Hawaii. It's just very difficult over there. Just where we're at and stuff. It's I'm going to get married, so it's like there's a lot of other focus and priority there too. But I'll make it happen. I'll make it happen. I'm taking my food with me and everything, so I'm determined, you know. But and then cardio. I've just been doing cardio at home, so I do 5 days a week. Basically, if it's not a leg day, I'll just do cardio for 25 minutes, and I have that Star Track Pro spinner. Got some spin bikes at the house, so I'll just spin and do 25 minutes because I'm like 20 minutes from the gym, so it makes it convenient just to get up and do it at home. I will get a Stairmaster at some point soon, but for now the spin bike works well. It doesn't interfere any with my leg training because obviously I'm progressing in loads and reps, so it doesn't take away anything, but important to keep cardio in just for cardiovascular, blood pressure control, and endurance, just so I'm not gassed between leg sets and stuff like that. And then if I'm on cardio, I've been doing vacuums every morning, so I'll do 10 sets of 30-second vacuums. I'm just trying to make it ritual at this point, be disciplined about it. I don't like doing it, so it just comes down to discipline, just doing it every day. So after cardio, hit the vacuums, and then eat my meal. And I think the vacuums will help me. I'm actually able to really pull my waist in a lot more, and I'm hoping by stage time I'll actually be able to do a vacuum on stage, which I just, you know, I remember being a kid, and I had one of my friends, he could vacuum and like suck his gut like up into his heart. Like, it was crazy. And even as a kid, like, I couldn't do that. I could suck in, but it wouldn't look like, you know, like that at all. So I think maybe there is some genetic component just structurally to vacuuming. But it's a muscle, you can train it. So we'll see how far I get with it. But I think that covers my update. I'm excited to head out to Olympia, go train with some guys out there, train with the Animal Pack athletes, and just keep going. Just think next week I'll be having my blood work done, and I'll definitely give y'all the full rundown on that, let y'all follow me through it, and we'll go from there. Till next time, guys. Later.